All right. Welcome in, everyone, to CovrPrice Weekly Top 10 for the week ending July 1st, I believe. I'm not sure. I didn't check. Welcome in, guys. As you can see, we're kind of running a skeleton crew tonight, but these are like my OGs, and so I thought it would be good just to have Gabe and Marty here running the show with us. While you all are congregating, what do I want?
Congregating. Yeah.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
All right, that was a shorter one than we're used to. We're all backstage dancing a little bit. It's like, all right, that's how we know it's good when we're all moving backstage. All right, welcome in, guys. It's great to have you all here. Let's start with Marty. Say what's good to the people.
Oh, greetings and salutations, and welcome as always. May the comic gods, comic spirits, and TiVo continue to always bless you in your long boxes.
Yes.
If they don't, you let me know, and I'll send a word up there, and we'll get it going, okay?
We'll handle it, right? But we'll handle it. Gabe, they're saying that they like your shirt. You always bring the best apparel to these shows. Nice.
Yeah, sometimes I don't wear anything on the show. You never know.
TMI, man. TMI.
Dude, Dark Side Jedi, I was like, you should do the shirt topless. And I was like, nobody could throw dollar bills at me if I did that on here, though. Anyways, wow. What's up, comic book nerds and party people? Big list. Cool list today. Shout out to Matt and everybody at CovrPrice for giving us some awesome books to talk about today. So
interesting list, though. Interesting. Some of them, I've never heard of, but some of them, I think you can get on the board with some of these.
And speaking of Gabe being butt naked, I was following you on Instagram, and I didn't know you had like a massive tattoo like across your chest. You've been holding out on this.
Got to keep something secret.
Yeah, I guess so. I just spelled the back. You guys aren't following Gabe, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. But
belly tattoos are in now for dudes, right? Is that what it is? Belly tattoos?
Yeah, usually it's the chicks that get it these days down here, but
Well, isn't it like you do it
get
around
it right below your
button?
boobs? Man, that sucks. That hurts.
We're so off track already. Guys, again, welcome into the CovrPrice Weekly Top 10 for the week ending July 1st. This list reflects the last 7 days of actual aftermarket sales. We're not telling you what to buy. We're telling you what people are buying. So we're looking at units sold and percentage growth. Yeah. Every week we have a runner-up that almost made it. What do we have this week?
All right. So runner-up, one of my favorite books from some of my favorite comic book people. This is by Warren Ellis. This is The Authority #1. This is from DC Comics, March of 1999. Ever since James Gunn and company cast Maria Gabriela de Faria as the engineer in James Gunn's Superman, speculation on The Authority has become very popular. We already know that The Authority is set to have its own film in the DC cinematic universe. However, many are beginning to theorize that we will see the team a lot sooner than in their own movie. The latest fan theory involves the Authority portraying the main villain in the upcoming Superman film. The theory has caused the popularity of this issue to gain momentum in the good old aftermarket. With that said, we've tracked 10 copies sold. That's a 7-day growth trend of 83%. High sell is $47 for a fine copy. and current fair market value for near mint raw is $43.
All right, this is cool. If you guys are familiar with the character, the engineer, so what she did was she shot herself up with nanotech, and so essentially she's like a liquid metal type villain.
Oh, like the Terminator.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, so
Yeah.
Superman has his work cut out for him. It looks like.
Now that's a tough boy to beat right there. The liquid, the liquid Terminator, right?
Yeah, she can shapeshift. It's pretty cool. It's a good way to like weaponize yourself. And as Rudy's saying, you can still find authority issues in back bins. So dig around and see what you guys can find.
Find those Mark Miller issues and get your mind blown like crazy town. Like bad stuff happens with the jackhammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say. I'm just sweetening the pot. Go for the Mark Miller issues as well.
Well, hell, now I'm intrigued. Okay, well, number 11, almost making the list. Our runner-up, The Authority, number 1, selling raw for $47. What do we have next?
Laura, you seem to always ask the greatest questions on the show, only deserving the greatest answer. And number 10 is Wolverine number 10. This is the direct edition published by Marvel in 1989. Whoever is running the Deadpool and Wolverine marketing team needs a raise. Fans were clamoring for Sabretooth to return for the film. Before it was even released, we got a TV spot featuring the buildup of a showdown between Wolverine and, yes, Sabretooth. Naturally, fans visited the aftermarket to secure the first battle between the long-running foes and the first appearance of Silver Fox as the cherry on top. We tracked 13 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 33%. With a high sale, $10. My mind's at fishing right now for a CGC.
Hey, you're doing great. You're doing great.
And a current near mint raw fair market value at 32 bones. There you go.
All right, Gabe, I'm going to ask you because you're like my authority on anything X-Men. Silver Fox, is that the one that Sabretooth like rapes?
Yes.
What issue is that? It's not this one, right?
No, it's not this one. I don't know if it ever. Someone in the chat might be able to correct me. I don't know if it actually ever was shown in the comic or if it was always just one of those kind of touch tone moments that Wolverine kind of brings up from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this is her first appearance.
Yeah, this is not the Sabretooth's first appearance, and the Sabretooth first appearance with Wolverine. Yeah.
Still a badass cover. I think that Sabretooth in the movies, I found him incredibly scary. Who was the guy? Live Schreiber. How do you say his name?
Well, this one is Taylor Maine. The other one is Schreiber. Is Liev Schreiber. There's two different Sabretooth characters or actors.
That's the one that I thought was scary. Was the Schreiber one? I thought he was just so.
Matter? I mean, you notice the direct sale edition has the Spider-Man head. Turn sideways. Is there a difference the sale value for that?
I don't think so. I think it was just more not to obscure the art.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
Not positive, but that's what I think. All right, number 10, Wolverine. Number 10, the direct edition, a 9.8 selling for $210. And we are just moving right along. What do we have for number 9?
Man, still holding on.
I know, right?
And not a complaint, but definitely something, that's a success moment. Doom number 1, written by Sanford Green, Jonathan Hickman, art by Sanford Green. This is the regular cover. So this book has been hot ever since it dropped, and it's still going strong, everybody. Dr. Doom is an incredibly popular villain. The book has a dynamic cover, and there's a tribute to the late rapper MF Doom. It checks all the boxes for numerous collectors, but the hype surrounding it has dropped slightly, bringing prices back down to earth as well. Graded copies are starting to hit the aftermarket, contributing to the price turndown, but an upswing in volume. So with that said, what that means is we've tracked 40 copies sold, 7-day growth of 5%, high sell $45 for a near mint copy, and current near mint raw fair market value is sitting at $35.
Yeah.
Okay, so price went down, but volume went up.
Oh yeah.
More selling, but it's going down, I guess. From what it's saying, CGC copies are coming out, so that's flooding the market a little bit. I guess it's trying to say. So
5% increase in the 7-day trend. Yeah.
Still
that's not
kicking
like
along.
huge. It's
Still
pretty
a
good.
book that, like, if just for a good read and for cool art and just a fun experience, like this should be in people's pull boxes. This should be in your long box.
This is the same
Interesting.
cover we keep seeing too. It's not the Adi Granov. It's always this one.
It's not. Yeah, it's always
up.
this one. You're absolutely right about that. And I would think the Andy Gradnov would be the most popular of them all, but this seems to be hitting the market trend right here.
Yeah,
maybe
it's good
you're
color.
buying it to read it as opposed to just buying it for a cover.
That's true. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we show on these shows tend to be cover buys, but this one, again, if you're looking at the cover though, and you've read the story, it kind of ties it all together. So you're kind of getting, I don't know, the most bang for your buck.
The cover's dope because there's a bunch of like high moments in Doctor Doom's history. Like, it shows him here at Secret Wars when he teamed up, and then also showing him when he teamed up with Doctor Strange and he's trying to get his mom out of hell. God Doom, and of course Galactus plays a big part in the book.
Fantastic Four on the bottom. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. So we understand why it's still here. Guys, number 9, once again, as Tiba would say, back like herpes. We got Doom number 1 selling raw for $45.
Raw dog.
Raw dog for $45. I can't say raw dog and herpes in the same sentence. So next up.
Whoa.
What do we got next?
I love this cover, by the way. This is Detective Comics number 1086. This is the Sebastian Fiumara 1 and 25, published by DC in 2024. What a cover and what a new character. This book introduces Shadow Angel, a recognized agent of chaos. Sound familiar? One of the most popular villains of all time. The Joker is also an agent of chaos. Over the years, he's brought out best in Batman, and fans hope Shadow Angel can do even more modicum of that. If the connection couldn't be clearer, Fiumara lit up the way with this 1 in 25 ratio variant. We tracked 22 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 187%, with a high sale of $60 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw dog of fair market value of $43. Love this cover, man.
Awesome. Yeah.
This is a beautiful, beautiful cover. Absolutely. You've got the whole, it's very similar to the movie. I think it was, God, which one was it? It's the one with Ben Affleck in it, and he has the Joker, not the Joker, but
the Robin suit, and it's all
dude on display. Yeah, tagged on, exactly.
Yeah, Batman, Superman, good stuff. Yeah, this is a great cover. This is probably my favorite cover on the list so far.
I agree with you. If you guys aren't familiar with Sebastian's work, he has so many good covers for Detective Comics, but he also did, I believe it was Wonder Woman 777, and he draws her and she looks so damn tough. Like his entire style, I think he's really just not collected enough. He has some really amazing stuff.
I have to go back in my collection and see that, because I do have quite an extensive copy of the Wonder Woman 777.
See if you can find it. She's like standing sideways. It kind of has a Jay Lee vibe to it in the sense that it's that line art from a profile, but he's just so good. All of his stuff I like. So yeah, if you guys can track this one down, definitely do. Number 8. Oh, Chris wants us in foil. That's a good idea. Number 8.
Chris wants everything in foil. Every time
Does he?
He's like, he wants everything in foil. He's like, I want this in foil. Yeah.
Some people love foil. Some people hate it. I mean, just collect what you like, right? But Detective Comics 1086. This is Sebastian Fiumara, 1 in 25. I don't know if I said that right, but
I said Fiumara.
Fiumara.
I hope I said that right. And if I butcher that name, my apologies.
I think you nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. What do we have for number 7?
Number 7, another one that's kind of coming back out of the woodwork a little bit here with The Boys, number 1. Written by Garth Ennis, art by Derek Robertson. This is from DC Comics in 2006. It's The Boys season. So the IP is currently dominating the online space. So far, it's been another well-received season, and one that is sparking even more discussion than it did previously. That's hard to imagine, but the political commentary the show is known for was cranked up a notch. Thus, the dialogue surrounding the series has cranked up as well. It was also recently announced that there is a hard exit for the series, which will conclude with season 5. There is a ton of material left to cover and opportunities to do more with the series once the main series ends. It's become one of the most recognizable IPs out there, with fans routinely opting to revisit the book that started it all and adding it to their PC. We've tracked 20 copies sold, 7-day growth of 17%, high sell $360 for a CGC 9.8, and current near mint raw fair market value is $107.
All
Yeah,
right.
you know, this book
Unpopular
has always
opinion.
been, this book has really always been a pretty pricey book, if you will, for quite some time, and a very hard book to try to get a hold of in a good copy because of the dark coloring too.
Have you been watching it? Have either of you been watching The Boys?
I've watched since season 2.
I've watched all The Boys except for the newest season.
So it was actually TiVo. I told him, I'm like, dude, I can't watch this show. I watched episode 1. I'm like, I can't do anymore. He's like, Laura, keep going, keep going. And I did for a while, but I'm with Gabe here. Like, in an unpopular opinion, I'm kind of over The Boys. I feel like it's too much shock value now that they're just trying to create on screen versus like really good storylines. So I'm no longer invested in it, but apparently the aftermarket is.
You think it's lazy writing, or do you just not like the storyline period?
Wait, what was the first question?
I said, do you think it's lazy writing, or do you not like the storyline period?
I don't like the storyline period. I watched a couple of this last season, and I was just like, I don't know. I'm not into it anymore. And I tried. TiVo kept trying to get me into this thing, but it's not for me.
So this book was originally a DC comic for Wildstorm. And then with it being kind of very raunchy and very kind of shock value-y, thank you, Garth Ennis. That's kind of what he's known for.
Right.
DC dropped it after like the first 4 or 5 issues, and then it got picked up by Dynamite. But coincidentally, like with you, Laura, the reason I stopped reading the comic book was because the shock value got a little too much for me.
Really?
I mean, I'm not judging people. If anybody out there is into this, do your thing. But for me, I couldn't stay invested in it. I tried, but
no, it's a personal thing. Like, there were some things in here I was like, well, I see what's going on here. And then also at one point, Derek Robertson was only doing the covers and not doing the interior art, and I love his interior art, so I was like, it's a good time to drop off. But yeah, it got a little too over top for me as well. Okay,
I haven't seen the last season yet, but I'm going to give it a try only because I'm a bit of a completionist, and so I've got to see it. Even if it takes me a whole year, I'll watch it.
Dude, that's how I feel about The Acolyte. I'm finishing it. I don't care if I don't care what I hear online. I'm finishing it. I'm invested. It's happening.
Dude,
okay,
number 7. These things like relationships. Like I could cut this stuff off in the middle, like no questions asked.
Really, without any closure, Gabe? You're just done.
I have no problem cutting stuff off. No problem.
I'm gonna cut you off.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done. Number 7, The Boys. Number 1. Yeah, we are almost halfway there, folks. What do we have for number 6?
Number 6, nice, brings you Blood Hunt, Red Band Edition number 4 by Betsy Cola, Tales from the Crypt number 28, homage. This is the 1 in 25, published by Marvel in 2024. Another Blood Hunt Golden Age homage, another hot aftermarket book. These Blood Hunt variants have been seen astronomical aftermarket pricings as fans continue to secure copies any chance they get. Marvel is doing something out of the ordinary for them, and so far, it's been all love for the fan base. Receiving variant homage covers like this, one from Betsy Cola, is just the icing on the cake. We tracked 36 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 32%, with a high sale of $124 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw fair market value at $70. What do you think?
You know how we were saying that whoever was in charge of like the Wolverine and Deadpool marketing deserves a raise? I feel the same way about this. This is fucking brilliant. Sorry, this is brilliant. And I feel like doing this whole Golden Age homage type stuff is such a good sell. Everybody's going to want these. I want this. I think it's badass.
Yeah. You know, by the way, Chris Allen's is throwing me under the bus with the Bingo-ling warning right there, which is kind of messed up because I think Chris kind of got the Bingo-ling last episode we got.
Did he now? Well, damn, pot and kettle, right? I don't have that graphic anymore. Otherwise, I would throw it up, but I don't even think you earned it yet.
I don't
What do you think,
so
Gabe?
Blah.
Yeah, who cares?
No, I mean about the cover.
Oh, the cover's great. I love EC stuff. So anytime that any company has a bright idea for covers, and it's like a theme covers and it's EC related, I'm in. It's cool stuff.
Yep, I agree.
It's Blade, burying Tony Stark alive.
Doctor Strange, Oracle, Blade. Then you see Iron Man's helmet right there on top. Tony Stark. And that. Yeah, I'm liking it, man. Blood Hunt. It brings me back to the what is it? The 60s, 70s.
This is the 40s.
Style.
This is earlier.
Here we go. Yeah. Love it.
All right. Number 6, we got Blood Hunt Red Band Edition. Number 4, the Betsy Cola Tales from the Crypt. Number 28 homage, the 1 in 25 to be specific. A raw is selling for $124. So it blew its ratio value out of the water. That's awesome. And we are halfway there, guys. There's a little over 50 of you hanging with us right now. Thank you guys for being here while we continue on this legacy that TiVo built. Make sure you sub the channel. Give it a thumbs up. We appreciate you guys being here. What do we have for number 5? Ooh.
Yeah, this is a great cover. Number 5 is Action Comics 1066, written by Joshua Williamson, Rafa Sandoval doing the art. But the cover here is by Mark Spears. This is the 1 in 25 ratio from DC Comics, came out this year. If you haven't seen this list over the years, you would know that Lobo is pretty popular. Release a cover like this book from Mark Spears, and the aftermarket will speak for itself. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what makes this such a killer cover, but it's just so Lobo. Fans said yes, please, and secured some copies on the aftermarket for those who missed out on the LCS, or who had an LCS that didn't hit the ratio requirements to get this cover. So we tracked 21 copies sold, a 7-day growth trend of 7%. High sell is $70 for a near mint copy, and current near mint raw fair market value is sitting at $58.
It's the bib, right? It has to be the bib. He's wearing Superman's cape as his bib.
I see that. And I wonder
it's one of these covers that every time you look at it, you're going to see something different. Like,
and I'm wondering if this is
in the
there's like a
beer mug,
Easter eggs on here or something. Always. You've got the Superman cape, and then I can't see what's in the glass reflection, the beer mug reflection, but wonder if that's a Easter egg or I don't know. But interesting. I like the cover.
It's probably just some creature he's drinking. It's kind of like when you get the worm in the tequila or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Lobo. Lobo's awesome. So
yeah, it fits the character. There's something so crazy and chaotic about the artwork that it kind of just makes sense. It parallels what you think of when you think Lobo.
Well,
it's this kind of calm, chaotic, right? Everything's chaotic around him, and he's just sitting there like, well, I'm just going to tuck in Superman's underwear into my shirt as a bib and have a drink and have some food after I just kicked everybody's butt in this bar.
And where's his bulldog? He always has a bulldog with him too, right? So bulldog, man, I got to see the bulldog.
I don't see it on this anywhere, but yeah, this is fun to look at. I mean, again, buy it if you like it. If you don't have to. Number 5, Action Comics 1066, the Mark Spears 1 in 25. This thing is selling for almost 3 times ratio at $70 raw. Not too shabby. What do we have at number 4?
Wow. Number 4 brings you Superman number 32. This is the John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson regular cover wraparound, published by DC in 2014. We're in speculation season now. James Gunn is taking on an incredible challenge by bringing yet another Superman depiction to modern audiences. It's a risk, but there is a ton of excitement regarding the decision and the direction he's heading. Being an early project in the new DCU, the Superman film is already being worked on. Set leaks and photos have been dotting the internet already. Whenever that happens, internet sleuths dissect images like their lives depend on it. Shout out to those folks. Due to the sleuthing, speculation is brewing online that a certain Mr. Oz was spotted in set photos. There is also conflicting speculation that it was Ultraman who was spotted. Some fans decided to heck with it and secure the first appearance of Mr. Oz to be safe. Luckily, it's a cheaper book to take the flyer on. We track 34 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 103%, with a high sale of $46 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw fair market value at $6.
All right, I got to add to this read a little bit. So I actually read an article earlier today, and James Gunn was asked how he felt about like the leaked set photos, if he was worried about spoilers. And he said, absolutely not. He was like, I'd never shoot a big spoiler outside of the middle of the city. So take that for what you want, but I don't think he's new to this ball game. I don't think he would do anything that would have a spoiler in it without doing it deliberately.
Question: what do you think of Superman's outfit this time around? Fan? Not a fan.
Okay, again, I'm going to say this as nicely as I can. I've seen the set photos and I've seen people kind of like feeling like, okay, this guy needs to Gabe up, get all Gabe's muscles going, because it looks a little bit, what's the word? Like he's not filling it out all the way.
Gotcha.
There's a little bit too much room in his undies.
There's a lot of room. You can and you can tell some of it looks padding. I mean, not undies, but
yeah,
not the undies part, but the padding.
It's the body that makes the costume, right? I mean, I feel like if his body's on point, that it'll all work out. But we'll have to just wait and see. I don't want to judge it too soon. I want to kind of wait and see what happens with it.
It all looks different on the big screen, right?
It does. It does. It absolutely does.
Yeah. All right. Well, number 4, we got Superman number 32. This is the John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson regular wraparound cover. And yeah, a 9.8 just sold for $46. Not a bad deal. If you're a fan of the cover, you're getting it basically over the cost of grading. What do we have for number 3?
All right, coming up on number 3 is Negative Burn number 7, Image Comics 2006. When a series gets optioned, there are often ancillary books that also will get attention. This book falls in line as it is the first appearance of John Profrock, a Sasquatch from the series Proof. Considering these books were previously incredibly cheap, it was an easy snag for numerous collectors last week, rocketing up the charts to take a spot in the top 10. So we tracked 13 copies sold, a 7-day growth trend of 488%. But the high sell is $60 for a near mint copy, and current near mint raw fair market value is $33.
I don't know much about this. I thought that this was an anthology, but I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the right Negative Burn. Is this one an anthology? Have you guys read it?
It's an anthology. There's like 6 different stories in here with a bunch of different writers.
Okay, that is the right one.
Okay, so this is from 2006. Yeah, I've never read this one.
It's interesting. I think I've read a couple issues of this, not number 7, but I remember it being, in an anthology where they're, but I don't know. I don't think I have this one though.
People on the board are coming up with, 2 out of 9, 1 out of 9. So it's not too bad. Yeah, people are getting on the board. Not a lot, of course, but Canadian Survivalist got 3 out of 9, so not too bad.
It works.
Yeah, you see these obscure titles that people haven't thought about in a decade, and so they pop up. It's kind of neat to see. That's why these lists are so much fun. It's interesting to see what the being behind the scenes is doing.
Well, that's what's fun about the top 10 is you start seeing this book like this that pops up because a comic book got optioned, so everybody just kind of just digs in as far back as they can go and starts finding first appearances and other interesting stuff, and ends up popping up on the list because nobody cared about Negative Burn like a month ago.
No, I didn't care about it in 2006.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, look at that! If you found it in a 50-cent bin, go grab it. I mean, there you go. All right, number 3, Negative Burn number 7, not one any of us saw coming. A raw dog selling for $60. What do we have for number 2?
Yeah. So YouTubenites, if you haven't done so yet, please take a moment to hit that like button And if you're
Yes,
new
sir.
to the channel, please subscribe, please share, please hit the like button as well. We do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and CovrPrice does it on Friday as well. We'd love to have you on. The videos, the
Chat.
chat, yeah. Great to have everyone.
Gabe,
brain
Gabe
fart,
podcast.
brain fart. Yeah, right. Okay.
Got you.
Anyways,
I
as
got
I was
some fun.
saying, yeah. Okay. Number 2 is Moon Knight. For Fist of Khonshu, number 0. This is the Alexandro Cappuccio secret 1 per store published by Marvel in 2024. Rarely do we see pre-sales hitting this list, and rarely do Marvel heroes stay dead for very long. This book bucked one trend and confirmed another. Fans are pumped for Mark Spector's return in this prequel series. Marvel took it a step further and attached a secret variant to the book, causing collectors to zero in on it as there are very few other variants to attract their attention. That caused a surge in the aftermarket before the book dropped on the 3rd. We tracked 64 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100%, with a high sale of $150 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw fair market value at $60.
Yeah, Liger, you're right. This doesn't drop until tomorrow, which makes it really unique for the list. We don't usually get pre-sales hitting this list, so that's very cool.
I'm really excited about seeing the prequel to this because I really enjoyed the Moonlight series. You know, I really did.
Oh hell yeah, it
So,
was fantastic.
yeah.
I think this book, with it being such a big high pre-sale, stores are gonna hide it and sell it later. Watch. This is gonna be a hard
Damn,
book to
that's
come across, I
cool.
think.
I'm trying to think if we have one yet. I
Because
might.
it's one of those books where if it's trending $150 and it's 1 per store,
It's 1 per store, man.
I know mentality of stores because I would do this myself. Is I would just keep this book for like a week or two, wait for it to be like a $300 book, and then put it on eBay or something like that.
So
I mean,
what
do you blame the stores though? I mean, that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah,
They
it's
have a
just-
high sale of 135 right now for a near mint. So if they do ended up sitting on this book, how high do you think you would flip this for if it was yours, Gabe or Laura?
How high would I?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of you're looking into a crystal ball of things, but I would think maybe 300 at the most.
300. Okay, that's
Just because
that's
it's going
fair.
to disappear, it's going to just be on. It's just going to show up on eBay. I'm sure there's going to be a few stores that are going to put it up, but I would think if the stores are savvy enough, as they should be, and they pay attention to this kind of stuff, which they should, it's gonna. If the store does keep it on the rack for sale, it'll be at least $200.
Will we see it on the list next week? Will we?
Yes. No, wait. No,
Yeah.
because this list is all about like the percentage of sales and growth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that with this being so many pre-orders, I'm not sure how much of that is what leftover is going to trickle into the aftermarket.
Well, look at this.
Yeah.
Night of Conchu's saying that his LCS got 3, so it might
Wow.
not be a one per store situation.
Someone did some deals under the table on that one, didn't they?
Yeah. I think it's a cool cover. Again, if you guys are familiar with his work, he kind of got started. He's an Italian artist that got started on the Moon Knight series. So he has a lot of art for this particular character. Yeah, I think it's going to be off next week too. That's just me reading the tea leaves. That's what I think is
Reading that tea leaf. I didn't know you could read tea leaves, Laura.
I can't. I can drink
You
tea.
can't. You can drink.
That's where I
play with
can
the Ouija board. I'm going to Ouija board on and see what's up.
I'm messing with no Ouija. I
I
ain't
wouldn't
messing with
either.
no Ouija board.
I won't even watch The Exorcist. I believe that stuff follows you home. Mark my words, you guys. If you watch scary movies like with demons and stuff, you will have nightmares. It'll follow you home, and I'm just like, nope, not gonna do it. Number 2.
Yeah, that's you know, I actually thought at one time of doing my own YouTube channel of ghost hunting, but then I really thought about that, and I'm like, no, I don't want nothing following me home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to open that door.
No, I'm not going to open that door. No, not at all.
Haven't you seen
Maybe.
Paranormal Activity? You know what happened. You're going to find a picture of yourself as a kid in your attic that was never there before.
Number
Creepy, man.
2, Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 0. God, I'm gonna have nightmares just from this conversation. Alessandro you say it, Marty. Say the name.
Oh, the last name? Yeah, it is Alessandro Cappuccio.
Perfect. Secret, one
Thank
per
you.
store, hypothetically, selling raw right now for 150. We probably won't see it on the list next week, but I am gonna keep an eye on it because I'm curious what's gonna happen with that. And last but not least, what do we have for number 1?
Man, I dare girls to follow me home and stay at my house. They're not going to like what they see. All right. So proof number 1, Image 2007. This book may have dropped back in 2007, but they're aiming for the 90s nostalgia if the optioned announcement is of any indication. This series received the option treatment in June and was marketed as being a cross between the X-Files and Men in Black. Thanks to the announcement, this book has just been tearing it up in the aftermarket after being a $2 book for years. We tracked 20 copies sold, 7-day growth trend of 1,490%, with a high sell of $135 for a near mint copy that was originally $2. Sweet. And a current very fine raw fair market value for that is $43.
Wait,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Go
it.
ahead,
I'm going
do it.
down.
All right, hold on.
Damn!
I liked yours better though, Marty. I liked yours better. That is an incredible growth. I think I have a couple of these actually.
Yeah, me and Matt were talking about this on the Friday.
I love
show
this.
A little bit.
Save
We
me
were talking
one,
about
Laura.
this.
Save me one. I'd love a copy of this. I really love
Don't
this
do it,
type
Laura.
of
Sell
artwork.
it. Sell it. $135, girl.
No, if I have more than one, I'm gonna send it your way, Marty. Because I mean, it is a
Thank
good
you.
read. I remember the series. I'm pretty sure I have this.
Yeah.
Well, it's Riley
Love
Rossmo art, so the art's going to be crazy cool.
Yeah, I
Oh, the
love
art
this.
is
Reminds me
good.
of the Walking Dead sort of artwork. You know what I mean? On the old Walking Dead covers, man, I love this type of work here.
Yeah, his use of black is done so well. It creates like this really nice empty space feel to it. But I like that they're kind of going back to 90s nostalgia now, because that's my era, baby.
Yeah, girl.
Era, yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
it.
I'm in the 90s,
You
baby.
got your skater
Uh,
shoes on and your No Doubt records. Just make it happen.
No, it was those jelly sandals. I used to wear those all the time. Those little jelly. Oh, you guys don't know.
I know Jelly
Girls out
Sandals.
there that are watching. You remember jelly sandals? They were like
Yeah.
a thing for a
They're all
while.
sparkly.
Yeah, there was a couple that
Jelly
were
bracelets.
I am totally ignoring the comments. Sorry, guys, my bad. All right, number 1, we have Proof Issue 1, raw, $135. And look at that. I found one at 50-cent bin and gave it away. Damn.
Oh wow. And yeah.
Well, that's good karma coming your way, Shane.
Exactly. That's how I always like to think of it, right?
Yeah,
If something
yeah.
like, shit. All right, guys, that was it for us tonight. Right after this, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to be going live with Nearing Nirvana. We are covering patriotic covers because 4th of July week, right? But before I let you guys go, let's do a little quick round table, starting with Marty. Last words.
Yeah. Well, okay. First of all, I'd like to do a little reminiscing, if I may. Okay.
Wait, you're going to reminisce?
Yes.
You had to put
Oh,
your
wait, hold
readers
on.
on for that?
Thank you very much. So I have to say, this is a shout out to our boy TiVo right here. Back on August 8th of last year, and being that this is July, August is next month. July 8th, TiVo messaged me and said, "Are you ready to be back on the Lord show?" And I said, "Me? Shit, man. I don't have shit on you guys anymore." And then he replies back, "You guys just need to read and be yourself. It's a top 10 show." So it's almost been a year since I've been back doing some type of social media, YouTube or anything back in the comics again, man. So it's really heartwarming to think about that, because just almost a year ago, he messaged me and it's like, "Come on back on the show, brother," you know? And I was no way ready or expecting that in some sense or another. But so I wanted to share that with you, man. And I just wanted to be able to give you guys a little history of TiVo, of him, you know, just reaching out, trying to bring the community back together again. So just wanted to say that. And thank you, everybody, for joining us as always. May the comic gods continue to bless your long boxes. Laura, Gabe, Always a pleasure. I always have a great time doing the show with you guys. And regardless if we're on the board or not, I love it. I have fun with it. So thank you always.
So glad to have you, Marty. Every single week you make me smile. Gabe.
Thank
All right. So happy 1 year anniversary to Marty. Welcome back
Yep.
to the internet. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks to everybody else for showing up. I'm not going to be long because Laura's got another show. She's
you're fine.
moonlighting it today. She's 2-timing us a little bit, but that's all good.
A little bit. Sorry.
All good. All good. So keep digging, keep looking in those boxes, guys. Find these books for 50 cents like Shane and give it away to somebody. Earn that karma. Collect what you love and love what you collect.
Pay it forward.
Word.
And guys, there will not be a Shaker show this week. Somebody in the chat was asking. JB is taking a very well-deserved vacation, so he'll be out. I think I'll be covering the Shaker show for him next week, so wish me luck on that. I'm not nearly as good as he is at these things, but we will see.
You guys are amazing. Are you kidding me? You guys have your own styles and techniques. I don't expect you guys to be the same. I don't think anybody expects you guys to be the same. You guys do amazing. Come on now.
Next week,
I can do
you get 2 shows with Laura. Come on.
Yeah, next week is going to be interesting. You're going to be sick of me, but yeah, that's the plan. Have a very safe, happy 4th of July. We will see you guys next week. In the meantime, hold on. I got to find the clip. See, JB, we had this queued up.
For the entire crew, this is TiVo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.